Give me another red dua. This is Simply Puleng and I'm still pulling. Today we're gonna do a story time. I just thought I should record a little something just to let you know where I've been and what I've been up to these whole 2 years that I've neglected my channel. So with me today I got some acrylic paints. These are by Hockey. Yeah, I think the brand is Hockey. So yeah, we're gonna be sipped and painting while I tell this tale. So where do we start? So I restarted the channel in 2023, yes, just after my birthday, I remember. Started taking content. And I was really fired up to start creating content as a single mom, homeschooling mom with an autistic child in a small town, aspiring polygamy wife. Remember, the internet never forgets. Anyway, yeah, so that was the case. That was the plan. I had like a whole content plan, like, laid out. This is what I was gonna do. But challenges along the way came along. The first one was my external drive, because I remember I recorded a lot of content, and then my external drive just one day decided to stop working, and all of the content that I was still to edit and upload was in there. This was around March, I think, because the last time I posted was in February. And that was when I was still at my sister's in Jeffreys Bay. So yeah, from there I took more content in Jeffreys Bay, took content when I got home that I was meant to post. And yeah, around March lost my hard drive, and I'm like, okay, I need to start shooting more new content now. That was the thing. But also, like, my business was looking up. I was preoccupied with that. It was homeschooling my child. It was the business is looking up. I remember we got a contract to supply groceries for the NSNT program at a school here in Bloom. But I was at home in Senegal. My friend lived here at the time. I don't know how to open this. Oh, click Teresa. That's nice. I hope it doesn't make that pop sound. Guys, it's a oh, okay, that's pop. Anywho, yeah, so we got the contract and things were looking up. I remember that time. It was, I think, just before Easter. Easter was in March 2023, I guess. So yeah, it was around Easter, and I was. This thing said I should press keep to receive, but it's not receiving. Anywho, I remember I was creating Easter content because I actually had an Easter egg hunt with my kid. So I was busy editing the Easter egg hunt content, and then an email pops up from a certain HR person at a certain bank. It was actually a LinkedIn. Yeah, the pop-up was like something left a message for you on LinkedIn. So I had to go on LinkedIn and check the message. Get on LinkedIn there. Yeah, really, this person from this bank and sent me a message on LinkedIn like, hey girl, there's a post nearby, we'd like you to apply. Like I wanted to work for this bank a long time ago though. Like I wanted to, and I kept applying. I remember they used to do a USSD what and then an SMS what, and I kept trying, and yeah, they never called back. So Babes saw me on LinkedIn and yeah, sent me a message and asked for my email address. I gave my email address. She sent me the link to apply. At this time, like, my business is just getting started, and then I applied, and then there were like assessments I had to do, and I did the assessments. And just as I was getting a message to do an interview, somebody from the past calls me like, hey yo, look, I want to set up an office. Would you be interested in coming to work for me? I'm offering 10K. And I'm thinking, okay, that bank is giving me way less than 10K, but since it's here at home, let me just take this one and leave that person, because I would have to relocate back to Bloom, and at the time it didn't make financial sense to come back to Bloom because my business wasn't doing that well, and also setting up a whole office for somebody. Why is this one not opening? Setting up a whole office for somebody was going to be like hella expensive, you know, like a hell of a process. I mean, a hell of a process. It was going to take up too much of my time. I wasn't going to be able to focus on my business, you know. So I was like, nah, let me just take this one because it's at home and I don't have to pay rent. So I took the offer at the bank. I think I recorded my first day. I recorded my first day. This thing doesn't want to open, guys. I recorded my first day. It was supposed to go up on the channel, but yeah, I soon found out the job was hella demanding. I could not get time to do anything anymore. So yeah, that's around when I stopped recording content because it was all too much, and also my phone kept falling and the camera quality got disturbed. So I stopped recording content. I'm gonna leave this color alone because it doesn't want to open. I stopped recording content because of that. Sharp, fast forward, I am working. I'm still in that aspiring polygamy relationship. Everything was almost going fine, but I realized when I started working, because it's kind of demanding that, you know, when you work at the bank, you can't be on your phone. I'm tired most of the time. I get home, I'm tired. Like, I was starting to regret also, like, why did I take this then job? So yeah, it started affecting my relationship slowly, but things were still good, things were still rosy. This paint won't open. Moving on to the next paint. Started affecting my relationship. Things went as rosy as they used to be. But yeah, you know me, hopeless romantic. Yeah, man. I'm still hoping. These are just teething pains. We'll get through this, but we ain't got through shit. Anywho, that's where I was. Okay, so I started working for the bank in 2023. 2024, I got invited to interview for a promotion. So I started working there in May. Then in January 2024, there's now what? 7 months or so in, I'm invited to interview for a promotion, which I did, and I knocked it out of the park. I remember that day, like, I so wanted to talk to my man. I kept like telling him, please call me. And it's like, please. I'm like, okay, just send me a message and say you've got this. That's what I need you to say. And he said, yeah, go break their necks. But like he said it got so. Oh, he said go and show them, but like got so it's kind of different. I'm not sure if I can say this here, but yeah, it was sweet. I went in the interview and yeah, man, I brought it home. They took around 2 weeks or so to answer, and then they finally answered. They're like, you got the job, sis. Time to relocate. Now I'm moving from home to Tienese. Masilongana, Tienese. I always thought I'm from a small town. I always knew and believed I'm from a small town. Until Kifisha Tienese, I never told him. Like, please put some respect on my hometown's name. Put some respect on my hometown's name, because child, the ghetto, the trenches. But yeah, I lived there from when end of February until September last year. I transferred to Bloemfontein. Ooh, I wish I could share what things that happened in Tienese, but no. But yeah, good thing it was like from the customer service like position to a service consultant, a little bit more money, but way more challenging than the first one. The first one was tiring because like you're on your feet the whole day, so it was tiring. But I think if they just paid me better and gave me a chair, I would go back to that position, because wow, the current one, ciao, Zuki, I have high blood pressure, I have anxiety attacks, like I don't want to get into it. It's But yeah, so the job has been hella demanding. Barely had time for myself. I'm at work. When I get home, I am reading. To begin with, I'm an introvert, and the job forces you to be an extrovert, I guess. And one thing that nobody told me is that I'm gonna have to sell shit when I get there. Like, I thought I'm just gonna be opening and closing accounts, you know, like helping people invest, such and such. But yeah, turns out you have to sell as well. I'm no salesperson. But okay, we're doing the best we can just to get by. So it's just been a lot, especially emotionally. Emotionally, it has taken a hell of a toll on me. Ain't gonna lie about that. It's been a lot. Other than that, we are surviving, Shan. We're surviving. So upon moving, is this the one that wouldn't open? Why isn't it opening though? Yeah, I'm here now. I'm discovering that I have high blood pressure, but this is due to the pressures of the job. Last year was specifically difficult because my child got accepted into a special school. I couldn't cope anymore in 2023 when I was now working. It was a bit too much. I was unable to check his work. Like it was a lot. He had to do it alone, and at the time he wasn't ready yet. So for 2024, he had to go to school. He got accepted into a special school in Welkom. Hence, I was happy to get the position in Tennyson because it's like a 60-kilometer drive. But I wasn't driving at the time. But okay, I figured it would be easy. Ciao, was I wrong? Was I wrong? Because first things first, there's no taxis from Tennyson to Welkom to Tennyson. And at the hostel in the first quarter, they wouldn't let him stay over the weekends. So we had to fetch him every weekend. So coming into the second quarter, I couldn't now break the routine and say you must stay there because he wasn't coping at the hostel. That was going on. He was being bullied, but the school defined bullying as physical. When they touch him physically, that's when they're bullying him. But I understood, so I preferred to keep him coming home on Fridays. So it was a bit of a movie. Oh, what am I drawing? I don't know what I'm drawing. Give me inspiration. It was a movie, child, but we made it. So he'd have to be home like on every Friday, come home, and then Sundays back to hostel. So we'd alternate with my dad, because I can't always ask to leave work early so I can fetch my child. So we'd alternate with his grandfather. Some weekends he's with the grandfather, some weekends he's by me. And with the grandfather, then I have to send money for petrol so that they can fetch him. It worked much better. But now when he was at my place, it was difficult because I have to leave work early. Then hitchhike to Welkom. Go collect him at the school. I get there around 5:05. And then we have to... So what I did was I'd ask the taxi person to wait for me and then go back into town with them, and then we'd go. There's these pirate taxis which take Zona because at least they try to fill up fast most of the time. But Shandis, they leave you go garage, and there's a garage on the highway, on the main road. Let's call the main road highway. So there's a garage there. It would leave us there, and as winter started coming in, it would be dark. It will be dark very quickly, so the taxi leaves us there. We must walk into town. At least I stayed not too far from work, which is not too far from there where the taxi left us, but it was far to walk anyway. It was far and dangerous because it's at night, it is dark, and we're out there in a place we hardly know, the risks were just a lot. So around that time, I'm like, I need to get a car. I didn't have a license at the time. I didn't have a license. I was trying to get a license when I was still at home, but I got sick. When was it? End of December. I got sick end of December, and I was meant to continue in January. January came, I had the interview. When I went back to work in January, I had the interview, and I was like, okay, if I get the job, I'm gonna have to move, so I have to save money. Let me not go back to driving school, because at the previous driving school I was at, I even demanded my money back, because every time I had to go for a test drive, that lorry had a problem. So I ended up demanding my money back. Yeah? So now my plan was when I get to the new place, I would test. Sharp, I moved. I get there only to find out that there's no testing grounds anymore. I do not have a license. But now winter is here. It's dangerous for me and my kid to be out at night. So yeah, the situation is calling for a car. And then yeah, I worked on my credit record because it was pretty bad. Remember the time I wasn't working, I was solely dependent on my boyfriend, because there's times when my hustle wasn't hustling. So yeah, he'd be the one that's bringing home the bacon at the time. So most of my accounts fell into default because I had to prioritize eating more than anything. I prioritized eating, so most of my accounts went into default. So yeah, I had to fix my credit score. The minute it opened up, child, I was like, I have to get a car. In Tennessee, there's no dealerships. There's no dealerships in Tennessee, but I need a car. So now I'm using this online platform. They do not pay me for advertising, so I'm not going to mention them. I'm using this online platform. They connect me to a dealer shop. I show the dealer the car that I want. The dealer shows me the car. And it's like, this one has been in an accident. You see the airbags have popped up. Like, oh, damn, yeah. So he shows me another one. It's like, how? Because like I was looking at a Polo Vivo. And he shows me a Polo 6. It's the same mileage as the Vivo, so I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna take a car with a higher mileage, I might as well take this because I do like the body type, yeah, the Polo 6. Yeah. So I was like, nah, it's fine. We can do this one. Sharp, this one is cool, it's fine. We're gonna do the tests and whatnot. We're gonna do the savings and whatnot. Okay, sharp. We agree on a price. Then he sends me a weird nyana thingy, and then the next morning, my friend at work was helping me with the vehicle loan. Yeah? I'm like, call this guy because I don't think he understands. What he sent me is not the pro forma invoice that we need. When he receives a call from the bank, Jiki, my invoice is no longer 100,500. It's now 110,500. I'm like, hey, my Trump is like, no, the other one is for savings. I'm like, this bitch is putting his own commission on my thing. But that's fine. I let it slide because I know, I think this is now the 23rd. Because we tried on the 22nd and you couldn't get the code for the car. The 23rd is the 23rd. I know on the 25th my credit score is gonna change. So if I don't get this car now, I'm not gonna get it. So I'm like, nah, okay, let's just give him the fucking money and get it over and done with so they can deliver the car. Okay, sharp, we pay the money, way extra. We pay the money and yeah, everything is fine. He calls me, keeps me updated. No, we took the car for stages. We were doing upholstery, what, sharp. The car arrives on the day after payday. We get paid on the 25th. The car arrived on the 26th. I was at work actually serving a client when they called to say the car's here, and I'm like to my manager, can I please just go? It's my car, it's here. I go and I get there. They said to me the car is gonna be, I had to pay for petrol because there's gonna be two cars, the other car and my car. So I'm assuming somebody's gonna come driving my car. Sharp, I pay, what was it? Was it 4K or something for petrol? When the car arrives, it's on the slipva. I don't know what it's called, guys. My dad is a mechanic. I've always known that thing as a slipva. So it's on the slipva. I'm like, ow! Okay, sharp. The tow truck driver unloads the car again. Sharp. He's a very nice guy. I'm like, hey, listen, I've heard stories about reverse Polo, so can you please just make sure you know how to reverse this thing before you leave? He's like, okay, let's get in the car. We get in the car, drive a little bit so I can reverse. I left my client. I get in the car and reverse a bit, and he sees that I got the reverse. He's like, nah, sharp, you're fine now. And then magnetic clips. The car has a dimple just here by on the ass. I'm gonna say on the ass, near the petrol thing, Bobby. The car has a dimple. I'm like, that nigga didn't say anything about an accident. The first car that I wanted, he was honest that it was in an accident. This one, he doesn't say anything about an accident. I am seeing this dimple now. Like, this is a clear sign that the car is in an accident. And I'm like, wait, it's a small dimple. You really need to like look hard to see it. Sharp, I see the dimple. I'm kind of pissed because they didn't say anything about it. But anyway, I signed for the car. As I'm signing this delivery note, it says radio not working. I'm like, this was not discussed. Radio not working. I have to get back now. My manager is looking out the door and I can see him looking out the door. Radio not working. Boot does not open. Ha! No, mfana was a goalie, guys. If I want to mention all this, like the other car that I wanted, he told me it was in an accident, the headaches popped up, sharp. I saw and I accepted. But this one that he now sold to me, he didn't mention that the boot is not open. Like, how am I gonna be a polo driver with a boot that doesn't open? Go just talk biang. Go just talk biang. Hi, Ke. It's fine. I'm in a rush. I leave the car there. I go, ne? During my lunch, I go here, I go check it out, I look at it nice. Like, oh, my baby,